All right. I'm where I want to be. I got what I want. My body is tired. Ugh. God almighty, that was a lot. That was a lot of noises. A lot of noises. Alrighty. Anywho, we got this, we got that, we got everything I want, everything I need. All right, and we got a nice little casual music in the background right now. Nothing too over the top here. I appreciate that, you know. I appreciate the vibe, and I accept the vibe, truthfully and genuinely. That's not too hard. I can do that. I can do that one. I'll take it. Oh, biscuits and gravy. Okay. Well, we've got like one major project that we're going to try to finish out here today, but overall it's not going to be too over the top. If anything, it's going to be a moderately casual night, but I'll take it, you know? I'll take a casual day because I don't know. Yesterday was good. I need to start playing more Warframe again because apparently I'm getting a lot more love and attention on the Warframe front, which is honestly a super awesome thing to have, like, insanity-wise. How's it going? So good to see you. Welcome in. Hoping a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here to the stream. Yeah, welcome in, guys. Today's gonna be kind of more of a casual night, kind of a chiller, kind of like lower energy sort of situation. We're gonna try to get a lot of bits and bobs going here today. I don't know, it kind of does feel nice, like having a more comfy sort of stream, I guess. Because I think, like, for me, I've been trying to, like, have, like, a lot more, been trying to, like, find a lot more, like, ways to kind of, like, rest my brain a little bit, you know? I remember the Muffin Man. That's good, Springtrap. You know, you gotta remember the Muffin Man, or else, you know, he comes at night and takes your kneecaps. In case you didn't know. You gotta know who the Muffin Man is, because if the moment you forget is the moment he comes in with a baseball bat. And he takes your knees. The knees, bruh. And I like my knees. Yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a day, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I declare. We're gonna have ourselves a nice little day, get things going, get some projects completed out today. Gonna try to be productive, you know. I'm trying to be productive so that I can hopefully have a real big opportunity to kind of relax, get a lot of content done. I got a lot of posting done for Warframe yesterday, which was really nice. I was actually really thankful that I got through the Warframe situation yesterday because it was funny. I was live for maybe 2 hours, but I had so many like new subs and people stop in. I was like, oh man, this is kind of cool. Like it's weird because like I never thought I would ever be able to like actually grow from a game as big and as old as Warframe, you know? Because like to me, I have never had the concept and the ability to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna grow, we're gonna be amazing. But here we are, you know? People are liking the Warframe content, and I like that a lot, you know? And now we're back to designing content because that's how we do up in here, you know? That's how we do up in this business, and that's how we do all the time. And for anyone who's joining us today wondering what the heck is going on today, we are working on some art products tonight for, well, we're currently working on setting up some catalog material for some designs right now. Trying to see about getting through a bunch of organizing of things here today. It's a pretty fat project, not gonna lie. But for the most part, nothing too crazy, nothing too hard, which I'm honestly very okay with. All right, so that takes care of the bestseller for skiing. So now we just gotta grab all the new art for this group. And we're gonna grab these items here because I want to kind of make, I'm pretty sure there's no difference with how I choose to grab these particular designs, but I just want to make sure that I'm not like unintentionally processing things into like a lower quality, because the last thing I want is to get a quality discrepancy and then it's like, oh well, everything just doesn't work, and it's like, oh great. So, and genuinely, like, what I gotta do today, nothing difficult, nothing hard. It's just a matter of 1, 2, 3, done, you know? So just gotta get things all going about. Just gotta get through things all about, you know? All right, there we go. Oh, I forgot. We don't do this one as much anymore, or at all, actually. I think, unfortunately, I don't think we do that one at all, just because I think it just didn't sell well. I think for some reason that design was just like so hella associated with drugs that the common individual didn't really see it as a design of worthy want, you know, which is fair, you know. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my shtick. So all right, grabbing this guy here, doing that. Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I'm trying to like do with all these designs. I'm trying to make sure that everything is formatted and properly associated, because I don't want there to be no discrepancies. Yeah, thankfully, like, what I gotta do today, overall, not a hard time. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm just gonna, it's mostly gonna be kind of like a chat and chill kind of situation, which honestly I'm okay with, you know, because like, I think honestly, like, what's been kind of fun lately about like doing my my streams and my shorts as I am right now is that it feels really nice to be able to, you know, make shorts out of like some of the various conversations that I try to, you know, incorporate, or at least like some of the talking points. Because I don't know, I think I'm trying to like lean back into my my chatty Cathy sort of mood and lifestyle, because I feel like for some reason a part of me got really unnecessarily quiet, you know. I think I for some reason made myself quieter as recent months have kind of progressed, and I feel like as a streamer, like my greatest personal for lack of words power is, you know, my ability to kind of yap, because I'm a yapper streamer, you know. I like yapping about things while doing other things, you know, multitasking. I don't know, just something about it just really really kind of like reminds me of like why I became a streamer at the end of the day, you know. Because like honestly, at the end of the day, folks, like there's so much that I just yap about on a daily basis that like for me it's just one of those situations where I just have to be very good at you know, just kind of like having like a way to, you know, fill the dead air, you know. I don't know. I used to be a lot more proficient at like the yapping mode that I used to be able to do, because I don't know, I think it's just something about like being allowed to, you know, internal monologue becoming external. That's kind of nice, you know. It's kind of nice. It's whoa, back it up. Oh my god. So okay, well, this is why we check these things, because that thing's missing all of its outlines. What the hell? All right, so this one's gonna be Mountain Bear. Let's see, Mountain Bear van. All right, so we just need Breckenridge, Colorado, because this thing's literally missing half of its details, which is kind of wild, honestly, not gonna lie. Cannot believe that. All right, let's go back over here to that. And then we need to change up the license plate to be road trip. Hide that. And this is why we are doing this the way I'm doing this, because I knew there was going to be something like this in one of these designs. I mean, there was no question in my mind that there was going to be something wrong with at least some of these designs, but, you know, gotta catch them when you can, you know? Gotta catch it when you can. All right, so there's that. Boom. Don't save. Okay. And back again. Again, you know, it's mostly precautionary because, you know, I've recently become a lot slower at my job, but in a way that I like to think is better. You know, like I'm slower in the respect that I'm trying to like catch things more frequently. I'm trying to, you know, do things in a quality that I would like to hope to say is befitting my experience and my station, you know? I'm trying to like push out more quality versus quantity, which is a little difficult, admittedly, but that's how it goes at the end of the day. What is going on here? Why does it say mixed object? First off, you shouldn't be a group. You should not be a compound path. Wait, is there a cut line inside the frickin'... Weird. I was like, I'm looking at it like, what the heck happened there? All right, so that's good to go there. Convert you into a PNG with the no backgrounds in it. Yeah, thankfully I have a really nice system in here that kind of helps reduce my time per menu by genuine minutes. Oh, cancel. So what I'm trying to do right now, Chaz, I'm trying to go through all these designs that we have here, and I'm basically just doing a real quick print check to make sure these things are set up right, or at least set up in a way that is going to allow us to, you know, get the designs done at a reasonable pace, you know. And we've been going through this at a relatively okay rate so far. Nothing too over the top. I've only had like one genuine like oof kind of situation, which again, not much of an issue for me because to myself, I'm seeing this working out pretty all right. So, all right. So then that's gonna be new art for that. All right, and then we're gonna go April, and then we're gonna go 02 10 26 PNG. Nope, PNG with white background. All right, so we've gotten the, let's see, I gotten the new art for the West done. I've gotten bestsellers for the West. Yes, I got bestsellers done for the West. And then I guess we go bestseller to the East because apparently that's... Really? Only 2? No. We must not have done that one right because like there's only 2 designs in here. Like, really? There's no shot. I feel like this is like a mistake that no one's talking about. Which, I mean, I guess that's how it goes, but still, kind of weird. Kind of funky. Hold on, there's no way. Yeah, that one's never made. You know what? Just because I'm not gonna, you know what? Just because I don't want to get like, oh, you didn't do this one. It's like, well, technically it's only 2 designs, but I'm just gonna slap these on just to say that we did, because again, the fact that there's only 2 designs is kind of silly. Like that raises so many more questions than answers right now. Like, why did we only do 2 designs here? And number 2, what the hell happened to all the other art? That or we just never did it. Yeah. Yeah, that one is a bit of a... I don't know why that throws me. That threw me off my rhythm for some reason. That threw me off my rhythm really badly. The wrong dandy. What's up? Good to see you. Welcome on. Hoping a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here tonight. Welcome to the stream. We're just currently busting out some designs right now, trying to get this project all situated. You're browsing files? No, I'm not really browsing files. I'm currently correcting and editing files right now. What we're doing right now is we're just kind of we're just going through like a basically huge little archive of various designs that I have to work on, smash out, and try to be done with. And the hard thing about this is like I gotta try my best to facilitate this stuff. So yeah, I haven't had to do an editing day in a hot while, so I'm currently going through like a couple hundred designs relatively quickly. It's not gonna take me that long to do this particular project, but I digress. It's gonna be a good time, you know? We're gonna get through it, make sure everything looks and feels good, and then we'll have a good time, you know? You know what's kind of wild, chat? You know, every so often I get into these like weird like moods. I get into like these whole things where I have to remind myself that I'm trying to make content as a VTuber, but I'm also making content as a designer still. And to me, what's really insane about it all is that the meta that I used to grow up on when it came to like content creators, streamers, and all that, like there were so many straight shenanigans that would like kept coming to this point, you know? What's up, Wyatt? Good to see you. I hope your files don't get corrupted or something. You know, preferably not. It'd be real unfortunate if it did. But yeah, I find it so wild to me that I'm still actively like, you know, doing this kind of work and these kinds of streams after years upon years of doing it. Just because like for me, chat, you know, I've done this graphic designing work on stream as a way to keep me motivated and also honest in regards to how much work I'm getting done on a day-to-day basis. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've had so many moments where I am over here, you know, I have every opportunity to just pop my Xbox on right now on my other monitor, do like 1 or 2 assignments every few minutes, and then just go back to my Xbox. Like, the one thing I will say about working from home is that working from home is a job style that requires superb integrity, but also self-motivation to get things done in a proper way. Because, you know, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, there's something to be said about like, you know, the ability to do what I'm doing now as a streamer, just because like I am doing a job style that I don't think a lot of people would really want to do. Mostly I think it's because it's the lack of activity and the lack of like active motion involved. Because like this is a very stationary job, and I've already complained to myself many a times that I need to do more physical activity, need to do more physical work. And it takes me a hot second, you know? It takes me a hot second to try to like get things all going and fixing up and all that. It's like, ugh, you know? There's a lot of things where I'm always constantly trying to put myself in a better like mindset whenever I'm doing this kind of like streaming stuff, because again, you know, it's even like when I'm even streaming, you know, like sometimes it's hard for me not to just stop what I'm doing, put it like leave a design on the screen like right now, and then just go into full yap, you know, like full yap mode is sometimes so easy for me to do, and I don't mind it. But I've also gotten a lot more proficient at multitasking whilst I'm talking, which I think is a very helpful thing. Oh, I forgot about this one. It's a very large multitasking situation that I've had to do for quite a while. And you know, like for me personally, it is such a huge blessing, you know, to be able to, you know, go online, pop my stream on, and be good to go, you know? If your photos were low, If your photos were low quality, there is a thing named Photo Enhancer, which enhances your photos from 140p to 4K. I mean, on paper, yes. But also, at the same time, those kind of photo enhancers, they can't enhance everything. Like, you can't fix garbage, you know? Like, enhancing an image just does like guesswork to see if they can fill in the pixels, you know? Like going from 140p to 4K, I'm pretty confident you would have some pretty hardcore loss of work. Because again, you know, you can't fix broken, you can't fix oof, if you know what I mean. All right, 345 points. Good God, there's a lot of these designs here that are really huge and gigantic, gigante. But yeah, no, like I'll tell you guys what, technology in designing has become very powerful nowadays. You know, technology in designing has become very powerful. Like we are gaining access to be able to process more complex animations, more complex designs. And, you know, design technology is really cool. And design technology really changes and enhances a lot of things, you know? Like, I've been working with Adobe Illustrator for a while now, and I don't even know everything that Adobe can do. Like, I have not taken the opportunity to genuinely go full send, you know? When will I get my throw random stuff at you button back? I don't know. Do you want it back, Tomers? The audacity. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. Ain't that something? I gotta see what I can do to hopefully fix that up, because I think it would be good. It always broke for me. Well, it's not that it broke, Tomers, it's that like the program never started on startup for me. So like every time you asked for it, Tomers, I always had to remind myself to turn it back on. So you were technically the reminder. What's up, Jax? Good to see you. Welcome back. Which inside of that enhancer, the AI tries to fix it and gives you the photo, but with high quality. But there's a thing that you didn't notice: the errors. I mean, that's the thing, Dandy. Like when if you try to force any quote unquote photo enhancer to invent pixels, it has to try the best of its ability to make things exist that didn't already exist. Which is why it's very dangerous to use situations and items from, you know, those little apps, you know? Like on paper you can get away with a lot of things, but like when it comes to like the zooming in and looking at it, it's like ugh. And also having a 140p picture is like criminal, you know? The graininess, the quality, the lack thereof. What's up, Auntie? Good to see you. Welcome back in. Good to see you guys all here today. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good time, a beautiful morning, evening, and afternoon. It's my pleasure to see you guys all here today in the stream. And again, guys, welcome in. We're just currently working on some art projects right now. Today's more or less an editing kind of day. I'm currently doing a big old editing project where I'm trying to, why the hell did we choose that? A big editing project in an attempt to organize some files that I've been working on that I haven't touched in a while, but yeah. Do I have a TikTok account? I do, Auntie, yes. My TikTok account is basically the same stuff as my YouTube shorts. I have thought about lately just doing like more face cam kind of like blog skits on my TikTok, but I've been so lazy about doing that. I'm a follow. Well, thank you very much, Auntie. I appreciate that. But yeah, chat, we have TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. We have all these different we have all the major content creation locations. So just want to thank you guys all for your willingness to assist in us becoming more seen and found. Example, you take a photo of my PFP, then you try to enhance it and it gives you the results, but depending on which one is bad, which one is good. Yeah, no, that's how photo enhancers work, Andy. So it's kind of wild, kind of insane. All right, so put that there, go away. Do you know FNAF? I know of FNAF. I'm not a lore master, but I have played the majority of the FNAF games, respectfully. All right. So we're gonna put that over here. Can you watch my FNAF edit? No. Unfortunately, Auntie, I don't really do edits. I don't really do edit reactions on stream right now. Just because I don't really have time, and also most of the time, most edits either are copyrighted or, yeah. I will do reactions to edits at one point in time, but as of right now, I'm unfortunately too busy with my current content. But again, thanks for asking. All right, and then we're gonna go 02, 10, 26 PNG with white. You made it yourself. Nice. Yeah, and like I said, unfortunately, I do not have time to deviate from my current pacing and plans here. But if we ever do an edits reaction thing, we'll have your edit in the reaction. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then RV camping is set, and then rafting bestsellers. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why. Lately, I've been having this like whole thing where I've been like demanding myself to just constantly have edits in general about you. I could like, again, it's not in my plan book there, Auntie. I would probably look at other people's edits of just various things, but again, I have no intention of reading things as of right now. So, especially if it's like a random Roblox thing. People will leave the website and try to download a picture with 4K quality, then have 140p picture. Picture websites will lie whether you notice it or not. Same thing gives you 140p. I mean, those are usually like virus-filled websites there, Dandy. So, you know, those kind of things don't genuinely mean anything, you know? And plus, like, if you're trying to get something in 4K, it's better that you get it yourself, because like, most 4K images are insanely expensive, or it's not true 4K resolution, you know? Like, it's not true 4K, and it's just there as clickbait, like photographic clickbait, ladies and gentlemen. That's quite genuinely all it is, you know? Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I was saying, chat, I've been having this like weird moment lately where I've been wanting to like have every day be the weekend. I can't tell why or what the hell's going on, but like I feel like mentally, chat, I am just like so like it's not that I'm tired or I think I'm burnt out my job, but like I want to do so many things. Take a vacation. Ugh. The problem is I took a 2-week vacation in December and it's only been February. I think what it is, man, is like I want to spend more time making YouTube content when things are like I want to spend more time doing YouTube content, you know? And my brain wants to do YouTube content during like this time of the day and then have like a night job, you know? Cause like I really want to like enhance my ability and my opportunities as a creator to really like do more streams when peak people are coming around, you know? And there's a lot of situations where like I really want to I want to dedicate more time to my craft, the one that I'm passionate about right now, you know? But was it actually a vacation? You know, actually it was, Tommers. The 2 weeks off that I had from my job were very much well received and desired. I spent like a week of it. I spent a week of it playing games and making YouTube content every day. And then I spent an entire weekend with my family. That was actually really nice. Super thankful. I got to hang out with my father for about a week, and that was really awesome. Very appreciated, actually. Yeah, just a very huge, very big vacation, you know? I think like what it was is just to like, I've talked about this a couple times on stream chat, but like I had a really like rough start to the year. January was a month filled of anxiety, panic attacks, and me having a hate my job, like utterly hate my job kind of moment. And you know, that was not a really fun way for me to start the year off, and I'm still kind of reeling from that moment because I had just like a really like not fun a really not so fun moment within everything, which again was an unfortunate problem to have. But I'm getting better, you know. I'm getting a little bit better about like, you know, not being afeared of what is gonna happen at my job, because like basically, chat, after this week my job's gonna go back to being probably the most casual, just do random stuff kind of job, and I'm okay with that. But like at the same time, not 2016, PNG with white background. Dandy, why are you still talking about the random photo thing? Like we already got the gist of what you're talking about. You don't need to sell a shitty website. Like we know how photo things work. I don't know why you're just going so hardcore for it. You know? Like I'm over like watching Dandy over here like talking all about like how these watching Dandy over here just like ranting about fake photo enhancer websites, and it's like, we know how they work, they suck. Straight up. But let's see, new art. But yeah, no, I think for me, chat, my brain and my soul, most importantly, I think my soul wants to experience a change up in my job scenery more adamantly than I've ever thought before. Just because like lately I think I have kind of grown detached from my job in its own way. And you know, I've learned recently that like I had this issue, chat, where I'm not very good about the Muffin Man. What's up, Jane? Good to see ya. I've learned that my toxic employee trait is that I'm not very good about wanting to leave a job. My toxic employee trait is that I don't like leaving jobs. Well, I can't say it's toxic. I would like, I gaslight myself to not seek better job opportunities. Like almost all of my life up until COVID era, obviously, I've always had the same job, and I've always been good about staying with a company until I'm either fired or existential circumstances require me to leave. And the problem is that no matter how much I disliked the job, no matter how much I, you know, hated the people, I myself never left a job, because to me, chat, I have like the OG mentality of like, you know, if you stay at a job long enough, they will support you and they will treat you right, you know? Why did I change my icon? Jaden, at the time I was just wanting to do an experiment to see if I can do like a more like a logo based design versus a random like screenshot of my model. But again, I have, so like back to like I was saying, I have like this really dumb thing that I do to myself all the time, where I have a tendency to I genuinely just have a tendency to be really I tend to pretend that if I stay at a job long enough, good things will happen, you know? You know, and in all honesty, I've had plenty of jobs I've stayed with for, in my eyes, for a long time. And this job I've been with for almost 10 years, you know? Almost 10 years, and I've been at this job doing what I do now. And there's a lot of situations where like I have to be better about like keeping an eye on my own personal health when it comes to like my job, because like I don't want to get like weighed down, you know? Getting weighed down is like the last thing I think anyone would ever want for like their livelihoods, their jobs, because I think it's terrifying to have like jobs that just, you know, lock you into a thing and you're just never allowed to leave, you know? And yeah, so like what I was trying to get at, chat, is like my job that I have right now, the really hard thing about my current job is that the job that I'm in is in a lot of ways a golden ticket. You know, I work from home. I don't have to check in with a supervisor every single day. I have enough seniority to know that I can do everything that's required of me more or less correctly without being constantly checked. And again, I work from home and I make livable, comfortable money with how I'm living, what my current livelihood is at. And, you know, that to me is definitely crazy, because I never thought I would be able to keep this job for this long. I thought I was going to get fired. I thought I was going to like lose my job on multiple instances. January was one of those moments actually where I thought I was going to get absolutely booted out and voted off the island. But that was not the case. Some water real quick here. Oh, it's empty. Damn it. It's not much, but it's a gulp. A good old sip of water. Welcome back, Inbrain. Good to see you. But yeah, I think that like for me, for the most part, I had this whole thing where like, if I was to ever like, you know, depart from my current job, like what, like, because I know that if I find any job, it's either I would have to start working independently again and have to start like, you know, hunting down for clients, which admittedly I don't want to do again, because COVID era taught me how hard that lifestyle was. And it was also, I was living by myself at the time. Now I'm over here supporting my wife and 3 variously required creatures that need constant care and health. So like the responsibility of it's always insane, you know? I'll tell you guys what, like I still have the dream and the hope, the desire especially, to be able to one day like be a full-time YouTuber where I can like, you know, make money doing YouTube videos and people find my videos entertaining enough to be like, oh my god, look at this guy, you know? And I think the reason why I want that to be a dream, chat, is because like I think there's something to be said about just like the nature of being a YouTuber in comparison to like other jobs. And like, yes, being a YouTuber is, in my opinion, decently harder, but like a content creator has a lot more control than like a 9-to-5 job individual. Like, I will never ever tell anybody with a straight face being a YouTuber is harder than a 9-to-5. Like, no. Like a 9-to-5, you're dealing with angry people. You're dealing with repercussions of your actions. Like most YouTubers at a base level, they're just playing video games and they post their reactions on YouTube, and then people eventually say, wow, that's funny. Here is comment, you know? Like at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many situations where like the people who are YouTubers right now, like, yeah, they have like their own struggles and their own situations, obviously, but you know, like I don't think anyone has a right to declare being a YouTuber is harder than a 9-to-5. And anyone who says otherwise is just silly. You know? Yeah, there's a lot of like situations and things that come about with like, you know, being a creator at the end of the day, you know. Ito, good to see you. Welcome in. Have a good time and a great day. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we got pickleball right there, and then we've got Pacific Northwest, new art, bestseller. So you're a new. What the hell are you? Weird. What are you doing? Today, right now, we're working on doing some editings for some files that we've had in our little backdrop for a while, and we're just doing some real basic, real simple little adjustments to our content right now. The Muffin Man. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you. Welcome in. Having a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here. In some cases, I'd say sure, but that's if you're editing, producing, publishing all your own stuff. But if you're just sitting there on a screen and someone else is doing all the work, then absolutely YouTubers definitely don't have it harder than 9-to-5. I mean, it also like comes down to like at the end of the day, like how long are you in this? Ito, I've been doing graphic design for almost 10 years, and I've been doing streaming for almost about the same amount of time, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, I think like in a lot of ways, like certain YouTubers definitely do take their craft and the level of work that they put into this stuff to a higher standard, you know? Like if like outside of the movie that he just released, like if you look at Markiplier, like the man is definitely putting in hella effort in a lot of things, like the producing, his editing, his investments that he always has to do, his podcast he has to work on. Like there are certain types of content creators, I will say with very heavy confidence, whose workload and content quality is harder or equivalent to a 9-to-5 in terms of general pain and suffering, you know? Did you know he can't drink alcohol? Who can't drink alcohol? But yeah, there's a whole situation when it comes to like every content creator is very different depending on like what they do, how they do it, you know? Oh, Markiplier. Yeah, he can't. I mean, he's got like some great things about that, yeah. On top of his health issues, he's producing content, making movies and shows. Yeah, I think I remember that. Like, I think it was a podcast that he talked about. Like, he physically cannot drink alcohol. He gets like very violently ill. But yeah, like no, like the thing with like content creating as a job is that no two content creators are the same, you know, because every content creator out there has a different, every content creator out there has like a different level and degree of workload and work effort that they require to do in order to make the content they produce, you know, because every content creator is very intense and every content creator is, you know, has different degrees on what they consider to be adequate effort in their day-to-day work, you know. And I think like at the end of the day, chat, like you gotta put some respect to some creators' names when you see the amount of effort that they put into it. Like, say what you will, chat, people like Mr. Beast, for example. Mr. Beast is an insanely hard-working creator. Granted, the level in which he produces content and the level of what he produces is insane, but like the man is never ending. Like, he doesn't stop moving, you know. Like absolutely utter, like, and you know, it's hard to like put into words, but you know, there are content creators out there who do put their heart, their soul, their blood, sweat, and everything else into what they make. And you know, there are also content creators out there who are literally doing nothing more than they go live for 5 or 6 hours, they play Call of Duty Warzone, they upload the VOD, and then that's it. And then they make money from that. Like the level of work they do is insane. There have been quite a few former workers of his saying he's a terrible person to work for. You know, I can only imagine. I feel like the thing with Mr. Beast is that like he is very much a perfectionist, or he has such like an intense vision of what must happen in his shows. Because, you know, I imagine like he has such a high bar of just requirements to have everything be perfect, be amazing, that if they're not of that way, it's not right, you know. I would not want to be a Mr. Beast worker because I feel like the expectations would be insane. And also just the amount of like, I feel like there'd be a really intense hierarchy of stuff. Do I know Kagi Films? I do not. I do not know Kagi Films. And that's another thing too, chat. Like, if you can be a content creator who has access to a legitimate staff, or even just having like a few people to help you out in general. He used to play only anime only games. Cool. Like, to be a content creator with access to staff or even just help in general is definitely a leg up compared to most people in the world. Because like, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, like, I'll tell you what, like, I have an editor right now who helps me make more of my long form videos while I mostly focus on making shorts. And like, it's so, I am beyond thankful to have someone who's willing to help me make my videos while I don't have to worry about like there's so much stuff going on here. Also, Hee, good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you had a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the YouTube side. Good vibes. Good to see you. Welcome in. Having a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here. And we're like, the Hee tagged? Usernames with numbers as letters is always hard for me to read, but good to see you, Hee. Hee hee. Hee hee ha ha. But yeah, no, like having access to people as a content creator is such a huge boon, a boost. Because like really at the end of the day, like if you guys think about it like this, right? On average, whenever I go into my YouTube Shorts day, it usually takes me around 2 hours of rough editing to go through and make like 5 or 6 shorts for like YouTube and all that stuff. Quick, grab the toilet paper. We have nothing. But yeah, I'll tell you guys what, I am hopefully gonna be able to do what I can to get better about, you know, making more content, making a higher, like I want to like post more, you know what I mean? I want to post more content, chat. I would love that. Kagendo, good to see you. Welcome in. Hope a good time and a great day. Welcome back to stream. Thanks for being here today. Welcome to everything. Let's see. Pacific Northwest, Pacific Northwest, Pacific Northwest. Awesome. You're 20 hours behind you. It's 2054. Technically only 12. Because 20 hours, I would say 20 hours, it would be like tomorrow. Although then again, there are some people who are of a different time zone by a completely different day, but there's not that many of them though. We have nothing happening here. All right, anywho. Thinking. Hold on, the black screen happening on my computer. I can't see anything. I think this is bestsellers, so. For that, I think you need to do way more co-op community or friend stuff. A vast majority of your content is solo, single stuff, which you can only get content from your perspective. Co-op, you can get multiple perspectives as well as expanding to those people's channels and streams. Yeah, no, 100% Thomas. That actually has come up in my brain a couple times as of recently. And like the reason why I think I do so much solo content is that like I have such like a dedicated plan and thought about doing different types of events and streams. Oh, what the hell? Nope, I did PNG. Great. But yeah, because like I think the reason why I don't do as much like community stuff right now is just because like a lot of the people that I want to do community gaming with, who are other content creators, either we have really different time schedules or I just have not had time to actively like get involved with their streams and their communities. Like for example, I'm gonna be doing a collab with Tatum on Thursday, and we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff there, so that'll be kind of fun. So change your VTuber? Why? But why though? Because all I have is Big Bro model at this point. Come to Twitch and redeem the option. Do I have a button like that? I forget. Forgot if I have a button to redeem the thingy. I keep telling myself I'm gonna like spend time to like revamp my channel points again, but I just haven't had time to do so, which unfortunately is really sad for me. All right, and then You did have an option. I do. Whenever I see your face, it looks like a guy wearing a hoodie and the body is just a design. Let's see if I can read that again. Whenever I see your VTuber, it looks like a guy wearing a hoodie and the body is just a design. You can redeem mini model or big model. Yeah. Well, cause like we have big boy model here, which honestly, if I had the money, I would love to get some modifications on the overall look of the model itself, because I would love to get like just a fun update, you know? I'd love to get a fun little update about like what I'm doing, what I'm trying to, you know, incorporate and do. Because this model is cool, but I just want to get like a new design. I want to get a new design with the big model, because this model I feel like would just do me really fun and well. I just need to get like a lot more of a change up, you know? But this model did do me quite well for a while. This model did do me quite well for a good while. There we go. I do make a little thing there. Zycam, good to see you. Welcome in. Have a good time and a great day. Thanks for being here. And be back to wiggly arms, ladies and gentlemen. Wiggly arms. Wiggle. Wiggle. Yeah. But no, anywho. So like I was saying, you know, like I would love to change your VTuber. Do it. Well, good vibes. Don't tell me what to do. First off, don't be rude about that. Why is there no one? Because we're small. You're small. No. But yeah, big model's fun. What's kind of funny is like there's just so many different people. Like I've had so many individuals who have like such like vivid and like rather insane opinions when it comes to like the models, you know? You got people who love the big model, who love the chibi model, who don't love the models at all. And you know, it's one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna, you know, conform to the opinions of like one or two people, you know? Because at the end of the day, chat, ain't no business, ain't no thing. Ain't no business, ain't no thing. What is this here? Now, sometimes some people do get rather rude when it comes to the models and all that stuff. So it's yeah, some people are just rude when it comes to like trying to politely ask me to do certain things on stream, you know. Some people do get rude and they don't understand it, you know. They wonder why I don't answer their questions or I don't do certain things for them. It's like, if you're gonna be rude about it, then nah, you know. And like the hard thing, like the nice thing of being a VTuber is like, you know, I can change my model however I want, but also like I do have preferences with my models. Like for example, I like this model because I can talk more, I can wiggle better, you know. And there's a lot of other things about it, you know. And like I do want to one day get enough money on the side to be able to eventually change to a quote unquote proper model. And like I even have like my 3D model, you know. I even have my 3D model. And the reason why I don't use my 3D model as much is because like my 3D model is not as clean, I guess. Like when you zoom in, on my 3D model, it's very very blurry. But I also haven't done anything that uses the 3D model in a while, which is unfortunately a me problem. you know? Because, like, that's always fun. You show the 3D model? Unfortunately, Vibes, it's actually not that easy for me to just whip out the 3D model. But, can you end the live for me, please? Bara, 15 bucks, and I'll end the stream right now. $15 super chat, and I'll end the stream. No cap. No, 15 gifted memberships. Damn. I don't even have card access. Well, then the stream's not gonna end, you know? All right, North Carolina, state specific again. Already done this one? Weird. Please? But Bar, why would I end my stream because you said please? What do you mean? So would you end it if I gifted 50? Yeah. I would technically end the stream for 50. You know? But then again though, who's to say I wouldn't just turn the stream back on? You know? Who's to say I wouldn't just turn the stream back on afterwards? Because technically, it's insane. I wouldn't ask to end it. Can you imagine me gifting 50? I mean, 50 gifted memberships is pretty nice, I will say. That would be a pretty wild amount of stuff, you know? That's date money for me. What is the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man's the guy who lives on Drury Lane. He likes to do stuff with weird gingerbread folk. I'm getting to the Ow! I am doing more, yes, but Just means I have orders and things. God damn it! But I can finish my list. I can finish my list. Dang it! It's so easy to finish this list, bruh. Ugh. I'm gonna finish my half as I can. Just gift 20 memberships. One day. One day. Ugh. What's my favorite movie? Bara, I would say my favorite movie is probably... I would say my favorite was definitely like the Tron movie and probably the Alien versus Predator movie, the one where like, they're in like the Arctic underneath like the Mayan temple. That one's pretty fun. One Piece or Demon Slayer? I mean, it depends on the context of the question, honestly. You know? Yeah. I'll have my list for new art and yes. Done. What the heck is going on here? Let me see this. Let's see. It's that one. Hibiscus to a daisy. Okay. I think we can make that happen. And then there we go. And then that one. That one's a big old, that's a big old thing, damn it. Gross. I'm gonna get my list done just to say that I did. Like I can get, like these things do not take any time. These designs take no effort, no time whatsoever. You know, funny fact, I've actually have not watched Infinity Castle yet for Demon Slayer. I'm kind of waiting for that one to be on DVD. Actually, I don't know why I haven't watched Infinity Castle, because I really wanna, like, desperately. But yeah. Yes, I have to be dark. All right, gonna get through that. Also, guys, by the way, today the goal is to do ourselves some more Dungeons and Dragons streaming. If you guys haven't figured that out yet, we do have D&D exclusively over on our Twitch channel. So if you guys want to join us in for some D&D, that'll be happening later tonight. We got a fun little side quest we're gonna try to conclude today, on top of hopefully getting through some other big events. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to work on. It's peak. I haven't watched it either. It's peak, but you haven't watched it. Damn. I mean, I've read the manga, and I already know the end results of who does what and where, who goes where. But like, yeah. So. So we can hopefully do this here and not have things explode. Which one is peak, you mean? Demon Slayer Infinity Castle? It's peak, I watched it. I'm peak. Damn. Peak. Peak lifestyle. But yeah, chat, today's workload, not really too intense tonight. We're gonna be mostly just working on these like little small edits today. And then we'll be doing some off-camera work to kind of get prepared for D&D today. And then I think once D&D is done, we'll probably swap around to some Warframe. Yeah, we might do some more Warframe streaming tonight just for a bit of fun. So, yeah. Gonna be cool. All right, so put that away over there. And then make that into a PNG. There's a lot of stuff. Nope. Give me back my fish. I need my fish. Hold on. Was the trout already a... Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's do ourselves a quick little fixer-upper here, because this thing was wrong. Like, there's no rush. Yes, but... There's no rush, but I can get this thing done. That's the thing. Like, one less project to worry about over the long run. All right, boom, bam, there we go. Get rid of this. Oh, that's right. I forgot we have this like really wonky style thing because the type is weird. Kidnapper, what are your last words? Me. Peek. My last words, I'll sing it I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. And then hopefully I'll inspire the kidnapper to eventually join me in song and dance, so that way I can then escape after I bonk him in the nuts. And then run away knowing that I just defeated kidnappers with the Backstreet Boys. That's what I want. You'll sing Baby Shark. I think you'll say like dude, Baby Shark, and then bang, dead. Gun to your head. You must sing an entire song from start to finish. The more complex the song, the better your rewards are for completing it. Singing a song like Tequila, you just get to live another day. Singing a song like Carmen the Opera will get you like a new house or something. But the thing with opera songs, you have to hit that. You have to hit the key, get the notes right. What song you picking, guys? The more complex the song, the more of a reward you get. But if you mess up, you die. You know, it'd be kind of wild. Imagine like a not reality show, but like a game show, right? Where it's called Gun to Your Head, and it's literally it's a singing competition where you have to be able to sing certain songs perfectly, but if you mess up, you get splattered with like paint or something. Why is this like you? Okay, so this thing's just suddenly in a weird spot. Bingus Gingus Goopity Goo. I am mad and coming for you. Damn. What's up, Dragon? Good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's go in really quick here. Just gonna make this thing proper. All right, don't save on that. And then we're gonna go ahead and open up this guy. Revert, reverse. I know the Muffin Man, he's a murderer. Finally, someone else understands the horrors that is the Muffin Man. Yeah, nah. He murdered Mike, not Mike. Nico, will you be my Valentine? Yes, Naps. I guess I can be your Valentine this year. Yay! He lived on Drury Lane, murdering men and women, damn. I gotta know you a little sub. I've been around, going around showing support. Some were funny interactions, so you gotta say something cool or a joke, lad. Something cool. Something cool. I have a fun fact in my brain that doesn't necessarily need to be a fun fact, but you know, it's in there. I choose you. That's insane. I love that. I guess, did you guys know that a human liver has the ability to 100% regenerate itself if ever there were parts of it missing? So like if you guys like had like your whole human liver, right, and then it was like reduced to the size of like a dollar coin, bam, it can be regenerated. Or what the hell is that thing called? There's so the world's shortest war was only 38 minutes. And it happened like around like 1890 something, like 95, 97 or 6 probably 96. But yeah, it was like the Anglo-Zanzibar war, and it was a war that lasted literally only 38 minutes. Boom. Easy. So, yeah. All right. Anywho, all right. Where am I at with this? Down to like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 more things to work on. Specific new art bestseller. Have a good time, Dragon Knight. Thanks for being here. Have a good time. Why'd you sub if you're not saying? I mean, that's how most. I feel like that's how like a lot of like people sub on YouTube. Like they sub, and then I'm gonna be a thing for them later. You know, like I'm gonna be a like a random content thing that they'll just find. I'm now just gonna permeate my existence on other people's channels because they can, you know. Can I call you mommy? No. For I am not dummy thick, nor am I a mother. I am, of course, father, though. Have a good time, Vibes. Thanks for being here. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself and enjoy your day. Can't be monetized. Crazy. Can I call you Nick? I prefer Nico, honestly, Bacon. I prefer Nico at the end of the day. Can I call you Nix Senpai? You can do Nico Senpai. Because if you guys start calling me things besides Nico, people will get confused who you're talking to. So, you guys gotta think about that. Bara, if you call me Nix, I'm not gonna respond because I won't know who you are. Can I call you Honey Bunny? No. Only my editor can call me Honey Bunny. That's reserved for him. I feel so bad for anyone who's gonna be coming into the stream for the first time. It's like, Honey Bunny. It's like, what? What the hell? Can I call you Lazy Beam Sword 67? Ah, yes. That's actually like that'd be like a goated, that would be a goated, like Call of Duty name, or like just like a random name for like a random gamer tag, you know? That'd be kind of wild. Can I call you Daddy? Father. I am father. I gotta call you Daddy. I got it. Wait, what the hell's a PSY song? It's like, I got it from my daddy. I think that's what his thing was. Funny thing is, it's actually like a really, funny enough, it's actually like a semi-okay song. It's like a semi-okay, it's like a semi-okay song. Again, I do quite genuinely enjoy the dorky comments every so often that you guys get to have. Like, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. I like right. Right there. Good enough. By the way, I just said the F-bomb in German. Huh. Feels like a really weird way to say that. But alright. Tifuel was F-bomb. Can I call you my 6'7" Sigma Rizzler? Don't answer. I will call you that. Good God. Well, I guess I just don't have a choice then, man. Over here becoming the Rizzler without becoming the Rizzler. Yeah. And don't worry, guys. YouTube chat is just like this. You know, they like to be moderately cursed. You know. You just said the P word in ancient Egyptian language. I don't like being cursed. Well, you know, that's how it goes, you know. YouTube chat just tends to absolutely be dorky as hell. Like, YouTube chat is brain rot chat sometimes, I'll tell you what. Like, Twitch chat is 9 times out of 10 refined and reformed individuals. Meanwhile, YouTube chat is absolutely bananas and bonkers, as we are clearly seeing. Can I call you Skibidi Sigma Alpha Gyat 67 Ohio Goblin Baddie Gooner? Is Goblin a part of the Thumbsucker language? Honestly, though, like, is goblin actually a part of the brain rot language? I've heard of everything else. I don't know why Ohio is. Like, to me, that's, I don't know why. I feel like Ohio is the dumbest one of them all. 1 out of 5 YouTube users are normal. You know, honestly, though, I would probably agree to that statistic. I would probably agree to that statistic. Four out of 10 users are brain rotted. More like 6 out of 7. Oh, God. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty perfect little segue into that. No, the PTSD, help. Nico, have you seen Goblin? What's Goblin? Goblin D snap. Wait, Goblin D. Yeah, chat. I did remember that I can actually censor myself with my buttons here on my little Stream Deck thing. Quite nice. It is quite nice, actually. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you guys what, I am ready for a big weekend. So guys, fun fact, so my wife is gonna be gone this Valentine's weekend. She'll be doing a conference in Las Vegas. So while she's away, I am going to be going pretty, not gonna say hardcore, but I'm gonna go pretty crazy this weekend and have a pretty fun super weekend. A lot of streaming, probably a lot of screaming, and just a lot of like nifty fun stuff, you know. Can I visit while she's away? No, because then I won't be able to game as much as I want. Maybe every once in a while I'll just censor some words. Oh yeah, that sounds like idea. Yeah, no. Nope. That sounds fantastic. For no reason, just absolutely just censoring everything. Even normal was. He said the B word. Y'all remember like when you guys like super like munchkin level individuals? Boomba-clot! Y'all remember like when you're like munchkin little individuals, and the biggest thing you could do to snitch on somebody was when someone would ever say a halfway curse word, and you made it like your mission, your goal in life to be like, hey, you there, I'm gonna tell the teacher that you said booty. And it's like, whoa, don't do that, bro. She's gonna be so mad. She's gonna tell my mom. I was that kid, ladies and gentlemen. I was that snitch. I was that snitch. What? Snitches get stitches. Oh yeah, 100%. That's always how it's been, you know? The snitches get the stitches, and there's really nothing you can do about it, you know? Bonjour, Jim. What's up, the French? What's up, French spy? Are you here to spy on us with your French things? It's the goddamn French. 101, my God. Damn. We're gonna get spied on by the French, ladies and gentlemen. The battle for global supremacy has already begun. And it's the French who are in the lead. Oh, good God, not the French. All right, let this thing process real quick. Eventually. Assassin instead of spy would be cooler, in my opinion. Well, you see, assassin is the murder option of that profession, whereas spy is incognito / the ability to just, you know, exist within that function without anyone ever noticing, you know? There are general differences between a spy and an assassin. So, you just gotta be prepared for one or the other, you know? Yeah, I go through all these freaking. I got like 100+ designs, typing through all these like specialty commands. Thank God I have the actions panel, or else this would take me like this one project would take me like an hour because of like how long it would take for me to do everything. So basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through these designs and I'm doing some modifications here to hopefully see about getting. I'm trying to get as much of this item here done because like I gotta convert these PNGs that are originally transparent into white background PNGs, which I don't know why we need white background PNGs. Like it makes no difference to me. Like why? Like what are we gonna put these things on? You know, like what are we adding here that just it doesn't make sense. Like why we're doing white backgrounds, not like normal PNGs. Like to me, like it feels silly having to convert all these things into non-transparent PNGs when we already have the normal PNGs. I feel like it potentially could be a user error that they just don't know how to incorporate stuff properly. I don't know. My dream job is to be a drunken assassin. Huh. I feel like a drunken assassin would be like one of those guys, like you see them at the party, you have absolutely no idea who they are or what they're supposed to be, and like you pay them no mind because they're drunks, and then out of nowhere, shank. And it's like, oh, he's very efficient at his job. Oh, but dear God, the 100 designs is insane. Not drunken. Oh, Duncan's assassin. Sorry, dyslexia came in hot. Duncan's assassin. Like the mod Duncan? Or like Dunkin' Donuts. Become the corporate assassin for Dunkin' Donuts. Your weapon of choice is a sugar glazed donut where the sugar is actually caramelized poison. Or something crazy like that. The donut company? Huh. Becoming the Dunkin' Donuts assassin. That sounds like an absolute wild ride. That sounds like a wild ride. All right, we've got the PNG. We've got that done. We got Save Pacific, we got the new art. And then lastly, bestsellers. Okay. You shall not pass this test. Oh dear God. Let's see, new art, bestseller. I have to like resync my whole computer at the end of this today because I've opened up so many files. All right, chat. Let me do a quick little thing real quick. IRL, BRB, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back in action. Sorry about the wait. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Whew. Got me some sustenance. Got some goodies in me. Got some good old-fashioned pasta that I made last week, I think. Came out very good. I like the food I made. Just want to get a couple bites in real quick here. Okay. I really have a good spot to put my food down, huh? It's funny. I have a giant desk, but yet I have like no space for like most of my personal things that I want to do and use. And it's like, ugh. How dare. All right. I guess we'll do this here. We're going to do some, we'll do some minor projects here. Just to kind of, do some minor projects to hopefully get through some other pieces here, because I need to keep my mind sharp, because been doing this repetitive thing for a while. Although the upside is I'm gonna have a pretty much not that much to worry about today. If I focus up and like actually get all of my current projects done, chat, we're gonna have like the entire day to just chill, which I'm very thankful for, because yeah, I don't want to do nothing. This could also just me being 100% lazy, but still. All right. Just Spleck? What is Spleck? Let's see. Abstract palm circle. All right. So on this one, this name is kind of humongous, but I have a way to do this. So this one's now for a group of people over at Block Island over in Rhode Island, and they're called the Diamond Blue. Apparently they're all one word. Diamond Blue Surf Shop. All right, and then Diamond Blue Surf Shop. Yeah, Diamond Blue Surf Shop. Definitely what we need to do there. I could technically put in the word Rhode Island, but I could also technically do the state shape. Let's see. Rhode Island. Oh, God. Island. All right, and then we're going to bring it down a fair bit. Yeah, we'll treat it like this for the moment, because I don't know what else I want to really do here to make that make sense. And then we'll bring it down a few points just to kind of put you in a better spot. All right, now we're good. We're cozy, we're casual, we're wonderful. All right, let's go and pop this over here. And then abstract palm circle. And then we gotta go over here to this guy. 23,475. And then Diamond Blue. Did I spell blue? Yes. Oh, yeah. So yeah, Diamond Blue Surf Shop. Okay. I got this one we only have to make like 8 designs, which we've already completed one of them, so that's not gonna be too hard. And then this one is Black Lab. So it looks like they want us to change the hibiscus in this design into a daisy. I think I can do that, actually. I think I have a way to make that happen. Let's go over here real fast. Eventually, if it loads. Okay. Changing the hibiscus into a daisy. Well, I mean, it doesn't need to be an over-the-top daisy, but it does need to have like some personality to it. Preferably, like that one's not too bad. It's got an okay thing there. I feel like I gotta do like a little bit more texture to the inside of it, but very possible that could work. But it can't be like an overly detailed style and format here. I think this, and then what I'll do here is I'll do some coloration changes, but otherwise, like I think that's a good amount of detail to incorporate for the sake of this. So all right, so we're gonna grab that, grab this. Oh, awesome, even better. Okay, so let's go ahead and group this so I don't lose out on this. Okay, so obviously the white has to stay. We do need to go. All right, so now we can grab the grayish pieces here. Okay, how many? I don't know why there are so many layers to this, but all right, now put that. Oh, you punk. All right, select same, fill, boom. And now we just turn this thing into a nice vibrant yellow. And that's basically all we gotta do. Daisy flower, we're good to go there. And then yeah, we'll make it nice and reasonably sized, nothing too crazy though. And then there's 2 versions of this thing. Okay. I feel like if I can, I'll get rid of like the outermost layer of this just to kind of thin it out a little bit more. Yeah, I had to kind of debate on that one a little bit, but I think we got it. I think we got the look that I was kind of aiming for here. So then we've got a nice little daisy here. Go ahead and kind of level it out with this a little bit more. All right, Surf Dog, and then just Block Island, Rhode Island. What's up, Ziggy? Good to see you. Welcome in. Having a good time and a great day. All right, and then we're gonna go Block Island. So with this guy, because of how long this item is, so Block Island, and then we're gonna do Rhode Island because that just feels better to me. Although, yeah, no, Block Island, Rhode Island just kind of fits better at the end of the day with this. Cool. Been so long I didn't come here. Wow. Good to see you, Ziggy. Always happy to have you back in the stream. Hope you've been having fun with life and just doing okay, you know? I'm doing pretty good, though. We're just working on some art projects right now for a client in Rhode Island today. Why is this yellow so, like, blah? Like a hint of orange or something? Yeah, it should be okay. But yeah, we're working on some more art projects today, doing what we do best, which is just hanging out right now. With every attempt that we're trying to do here, we're just trying to get our projects done today, you know? So yeah, this pasta came out pretty good. Okay. You know, I was originally afraid that the food that I had in my fridge was gonna go bad, but thankfully that is not the case. My golden night chat, so I'm gonna try to see about making myself some stir fry. Got some plans for some chicken stir fry today. Gonna do some teriyaki chicken. Either teriyaki or sesame, or both. Just to go absolutely full send on that. All right, and then we've got Black Lab Wagon 2475 Block Island. Okay. So really quick, just so that I don't get in trouble, gonna put the hibiscus there because I can, and then this can go away. Yeah, because daisies are just daisies. Can't really do much about them, so. All right, and then we've got cool skeleton. All right, and this one is this diamond blue surf shop, which I think I can do some pretty okay. This one should be a pretty reasonable assortment here. So diamond blue. Nope. I gotta remember it's one word. That part's gonna throw me off with this place because apparently diamond blue is one location. So diamond blue. Diamond blue, and then surf shop. See, like, by the technicalities of this design's PM, this is technically correct. Do I agree with it? God, no, because I don't like super tracking, but I also don't like having bars. Can I get bonus? I could be a pilot with us.
Yeah, it's like, by technicality purposes, this one can work. But I just don't like how much I just don't like us doing this like super crazy amounts of tracking. The tracking on the type just makes it so nasty looking. Like, I can do this, boom, and then we go ahead and grab the little bars from this. All right, so that's about what I'm looking like for this. Yeah, I don't like I just don't like when we do super tracking, because like to me just there's so much space in there, it's unnecessary, and it's just comedically insane like how wide it is, you know. It's in the E. All right, there we go. Yeah, Diamond Blue Surf Shop, and then this in turn will allow me to make it bigger slightly while still maintaining the overall spacing that I was aiming for to begin with. Although, technically, one of the left here. Yeah, just about like right there. I had to kind of like make it like look as like moderately even as possible, because I was going to be a little bit distraught. All right, now we're good. All right, cool skeleton. Okay, cool. That'll take care of those situations. That'll be good for me. All right. And then 996. Nope. 99. We're going to an old design. Oh my goodness. We're going hella old right here. I believe it's real, but I think people might get this confused with AI. It's a shame that art that has made people think real art is AI. Wait. Generally mean no offense by this, because I believe it's real, but I think some people might get this confused with AI. It's a shame that AI has made people think that real art is AI. So Metal, good to see you, by the way, and also, by the way, no offense taken. However, unfortunately, your suspicions were correct. The artwork that was given to me by these clients is AI generated, and I, as an editor, have to work with it. But not everything that is on the screen here is AI generated. It's just, unfortunately, the clientele that I work with uses and provides AI for their shops. So it is the nature of my business and the nature of the beast. So yeah, that's just how it goes, much to the dismay of other people. So but yeah, to put a little bit of context, ladies and gentlemen, for those who do not know, I am a full-time graphic designer, but I make artwork for a living here on YouTube and on Twitch, and I mostly work with companies and various gift shops who provide me the artwork that they would like to have converted into stickers, and it's my job as an editor to convert their designs to sticker-ready designs. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, based on things that have happened as of lately, majority of my clients that have given me artwork to make modifications of are AI generated. This, however, for example, is not AI generated, but more oftentimes than not, I do get hit with those people. But I'm not necessarily mad about it because end of the day, I'm still making money and it do be how it do, you know? 103.25. Nico's not AI. I'm not AI, but the artwork that's shown down here is there. I had to cancel my 401(k) employer. They're sending me a check for the balance, and boy, it couldn't happen at a better time. Can finally breathe and pay off all of my debt. Hell yeah, bro. It's awesome. Hopefully you don't get taxed too hard, because I know you're gonna definitely get hit pretty hard on taxations, but I'm hoping that 401 comes in at a good time for you, bro. I think that you got to be fair. Oh yeah, no, I try to be very transparent and very fair about anything that happens on the art stream, especially when it comes to the usage of AI artwork, because you know, I have my own 103.25. I have my own opinions about the whole situation, and I deal with it on a daily basis, you know, and I don't ever judge anyone negatively because they may dislike or approve of AI. You know, my biggest thing when it comes to the usage of AI in artwork is that you are either one, very transparent on what it is, but then also two, you know, you gotta be understandable about it. It's already taken out a little under $1,300 in taxes, plus my tax return coming in hopefully around the same time too. Nice. Happy to hear that for you, timers. But yeah, I try to be very transparent about it because, like I said, I don't have really much control anymore about what artwork comes to my desk. The clients and customers that I work with do order AI artwork very frequently, and I just have to make artwork. So I just got to do what I got to do. I just got to do what I got to do. And I'll tell you what, you know, there's a lot. I have definitely changed a lot of opinions about, you know, the usage of AI art and, like, you know, the machinations behind it, you know. And I try to do what I can to keep people informed about, like, you know, how companies and businesses use AI, at least in the art world perspective, because, you know, like, I support AI in other fields, but yeah. Reminds me of the days I had to inform clients that low resolution logos are not vector graphics. Oh my god, Elab. So sure, don't get me started on that. I'll tell you what. You are the contracted company. What are the customers wants is what they get. If your company took a stand against AI, they probably not get much business in the future. Oh yeah, Tomers. That's unfortunately how it is, you know. We are given who we have to get, you know. Also, Esher, it's good to see you. Welcome in, by the way. Not gonna lie though, that is such a mood. It's like, hey, can you give me this, our logo for a vector graphic? Sure, let's see what you got. Gives me screenshot with iPhone UI on it. It's like, bruh. How many DPI is it? 72. It's like, whoa. Don't worry, guys. This 72 DPI iPhone screenshot will be an amazing t-shirt. You just trust. You know, that's how it goes. Y'all will be surprised. I'm pretty anti-AI, but will admit I'm not a professional on the subject. Well, Metal, you know, you don't genuinely need to be a professional in the field, you know. Like, you are allowed by all means to have opinions and negatives about whatever topic you may choose to cover. The big thing about it is, you know, there's gotta be like a lot of stuff about it. I dare you not to say any words with the letter for up to minutes. Nice. Yeah, guess what? What's up, Monda? Murder Zoot. Good to see you. All right. But yeah, there's a lot of parts and pieces to the whole thing, and there's a lot of layers, you know. We're at a tipping point currently in the art world where people are standing against AI art, but AI is the future. Almost all Fortune 500 companies are investing in AI technology. We want flying cars in cyberpunk dystopia. Well, these are the steps to getting there. You know, honestly though, fair. That's very fair, Tomers. Like, if y'all want to have your flying cars, we need more AI involved. You know? Fail and you don't get prize. Crazy. You got 6 subs? Nice. Congrats. That's awesome. But yeah, the biggest thing is though, is like, you guys gotta kind of understand it that, you know, there are ethical means and methods to using AI, even in the art world, you know. However, what that technically entails, I could not tell you with an assurance, because people are still right now not really good at looking at where the ethical opportunity is there. And again, chat, like I myself, I am not like, I understand the necessity of AI because I have to use AI in my day-to-day life. However, you know, I understand fully well that, you know, not everyone's gonna want to even look at AI, which is fair. And I'm not the biggest fan of AI art either, because, you know, to me, it's just like, there's either blatant technique mistakes, there's really bad coloration situations, and like, there's just things that if an actual artist took the time to look into it, it wouldn't happen, you know? What's up, Grapesy? Good to see you. Welcome back. And, like, case in point, this I'm pretty sure was an AI art creation, but it was vectorized, you know? Like, for the most part, it's like, the thing is, like, if you take away all of your preconceptions of negatives and hates of AI art, like, for the most part, minus a couple of minor things here and there, this thing's got a pretty, like, this is a pretty okay rendition, you know? And, like, the rendition of this particular design is not the worst thing. Like, there are genuinely terrible, god-awful AI creations, you know? You think it was right to say T? Thank you very much. You get what you pay for. Exactly, E-shirt. Exactly. And, you know, one of the things is, Chad, is that, like, at the end of the day, you gotta understand that technology is changing in a lot of ways, and there are ways to make, you know, like, because there are garbage human art. There is garbage human art. Like, all the things that AI used to do back when it first became, like, a big thing with, like, the, back when it first became, like, really big, human artists do the same thing. People don't know anatomy. And like, one thing I often try to Nico play Nota. It's funny. Maybe. Like, one analogy that I like to use as an example for people who don't understand why people consume AI when there's such a blatant, like, up at arms notion against it, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to put away all of your preconceptions, put away all the things that you think about, and I want you guys to think about it like this, okay? So, the reason why people consume and take in AI artwork and AI designs at the end of the day is because it's consumerism, and it's what people at the end of the day desire and want, you know? Because if you guys go into a restaurant, sorry about that. The thing that cracked me up was Wacom using AI art for their product package. Their product packaging, really? Wacom of all people, Jesus Christ. Do you know what you are selling and your clients? You know, I feel like Wacom using AI art for packaging is kind of wild. Toxic, good to see you. Welcome in, bro. But yeah, so what I was trying to say was, like, the analogy I like to try to explain to people, like, why AI is taken and, you know, is still going. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to a restaurant and you you order food, for example, if you imagine AI art to art is you questioning how the food was raised and procured. So, like, for example, if you go to a restaurant and you sit down and you see the menu, if you were as centric about where the art came from, like AI art, you would demand the chef have pasture raised, ethically euthanized. You would demand that the harvesting was done by humans and not by machines or conveyor belts, and so on and so forth, which in turn would give you the cheeseburger, but it might be at a higher cost, or God forbid, it would take longer to produce said cheeseburger. And then if you were to include, you put the analogy with how AI works, you know, when you as a consumer enter into a restaurant, 9.5 times out of 10, you don't care how the cheeseburger meat got there, you just want the product, aka the cheeseburger. Hence why AI art is unfortunately able to thrive right now in this day and age and culture. Because many people who are in the older age markets, at least in my opinion, many people who are in the older age markets, like maybe 40 years old and plus, most of them are not going to care about how the commercials are made or how AI art is made. They just want to have access to a specific visual look that they have been searching for. Whether that is being able to do a Photoshop-like rendition of their wife's bikini pictures and turning them into like an America's Next Top Model body, you know? Or, you know, turning like basic editings into other things. Like, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's the people like myself with artists, we have every right to be displeased about AI, but we have to understand that it's going to exist because the features of the programs that we use on the daily basis are all gonna be incorporated. You know, they're all gonna be incorporated. And that's how it is. You know, can we stop it? No. Because you know what it is? Like, okay, I'm in America, for those who probably didn't guess. I'm in America, and even if every American somehow found a way to persuade the major tech companies and Fortune 500s to not pursue AI, every other country is going to swipe the rug from under us, and they're going to develop more AI content and more AI technologies. Whether that be driving cars, self-automated commercials, narrating softwares. Like, the thing is about, like, the reason why people are not liking AI is that they're not liking AI because of one very small percentage of what AI can be used for. And like, that's the hard part. Is like, I love AI when it comes to like medical technology, and I love AI in regards to like the automation of certain industries. But then also at that same contradictory point is like, I'm not liking the idea of AI affecting my industry and my career because of how the tools are efficiently being displayed, you know? Hell, chat, there's AI YouTubers. And no, I'm not talking about VTuber chat. Like, legitimately, chat, there are YouTube channels out there who use algorithms, or not algorithms, they use like these like 50-page super prompts where it's like, start program, look for Minecraft parkour footage, randomly generate 2-minute AI script reading about a random story that isn't true, or and then like incorporate voices. And then Sora AI, that's another thing too. Sora is a huge thing. There was a viewer on LinkedIn claiming my work was AI until I posted the time lapse. And you know, that's sometimes what you gotta do. You know, that's sometimes what you gotta do to kind of prove whether or not your work that you're doing is legitimately real. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's like there's a lot of situations where, you know, people are going to assume anything made digitally is AI generated. It doesn't even matter if you have a time lapse, because people will just say, oh, that's AI generated too. And by the way, yes, you can use AI to make a generated time lapse, but I'm just saying. Anyway, at the end of the day, folks, like, you just gotta stick to your guns. And if people ask, be honest. And, you know, if people have a problem with it, you know, politely inform them of your position and go about your day, because honestly, you can't please everybody, you know? Like even for me as a graphic designer, chat, I have in my community both pro and anti-AI individuals. Do I have a displeasure towards any of them? No, because at the end of the day, like, how they choose to use modern day technologies, that's just the way it goes, you know? My work is vector, which AI still has issues with creating. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be a few more years before AI can actually do legitimate vector graphics. Like, legitimate vector graphics. But also at the same time, too, we gotta appreciate that lapse. I'm not gonna lie. Out of everything that AI is affecting, I feel really bad for teachers. You know? I feel really bad for teachers at the end of the day, because to me, chat, AI education is such a wild thing. AI education is by far, in my eyes, the most chaotic, quite frankly, just the most interesting development that I've ever had to witness as a person, you know, because obviously, like, you know, even when I was in college, I still took a lot of shortcuts to get what I got going through my life. And you know, like, one thing I will say is that, like, AI involved in education is really interesting, because it's both a pro and a con at the same time, you know? Like, AI education's a pro because it allows you to obtain information faster and you can do what you gotta do. I asked ChatGPT what the problem is with AI with vectors. It is math, not pixels. You would think it would be better at vectors. Huh. Interesting. Did not, you know, I always sometimes forget to ask ChatGPT about like what AI, like, what's preventing AI from not sucking at certain things. And it is kind of funny, you know. It is kind of funny, just like how this stuff changes up every so often. ChatGPT. I didn't say PT, damn it. ChatGGG. That's what I'm gonna call it, damn it. You can't stop me. You can't stop the king, bruh. Yeah, GGG instead of ChatGTP. Yep. TP, GPT. I still can't say the damn thing fast without stuttering, so. And also, I apologize for anybody here in the chat who's probably not really too keen or wanting to listen to me rant about AI's positives and negatives, but every so often, chat, like, I feel like it's a fun conversation for me to have, because, like, it's such a, it changes, like, the conversation changes every single time, you know? The conversation points always tend to to become heavily modified and messed around with, and it's like, oh my god. Ugh, get it. And yeah, like I said, the conversation's changed. I don't know why it does, but that is just, it's the way it goes, you know, it's the way it goes at the end of the day. And yeah. And no matter what anybody says, I gotta just go through it, you know. I went through analog to digital, now it's digital to AI. Here we go again. Oh my god. When I remember when freaking the age of digital was like really starting to go about, and I remember people used to be so up in arms against digital artists. Like, I remember people being like, oh, you're not an artist if you use digital work because that's cheating. You're just using a computer to make your lines for you, or you're just deleting all your mistakes with layers. It's like, yeah, technology. And again, there's nothing wrong with having that kind of access, you know? Can we talk about 2025 for a couple of minutes? What part of 2025 though? That's very specific. That's very specific. Like, I barely remember 2025. The only thing I remember, like the biggest thing that stuck out with me about 2025 was I remember, like, 2025 was the year that I got a really good, like, push forward with YouTube, you know? Because I'm still thinking back about how, you know, I went from having a very dead, no hopes YouTube channel to now having a moderately consistent but steadily growing channel, and I really appreciate that, you know? I really, oh good god. I really appreciate those upcoming changes, you know? And it's very nice. Do you know the secret song called The Muffin Man? No. 2025 ruined you mentally. Oh boy. Well, that's unfortunate. The brain rot destroyed me. I mean, to be fair, the brain rot destroying you, that's just a byproduct of you not knowing how to cater your internet history. You know what I mean? Because, like, I feel like people who are like, oh no, there's too much brain rot on my YouTube now. It's like, well, because you were looking up brain rot. Reap what you sowed. Reap what you sowed. I was born in it, molded by it. Spent 10 years scanning photomechanical transfer PMTs and rebuilding them in Illustrator before the decline of print. Yeah. There are still some OG print shops, which I do appreciate those personally. But it kept on popping up. Every 10 shorts was brain rot. Well, Breakin', you can actually go to the 3 dots on your YouTube shorts, and then you can click not interested, and it will slowly cater your thing. Like, you basically just had to look up different things. Anywho, yeah. Muffin Man was a serial killer. Yeah. Muffin was kind of intense. But yeah. No, like, I got into graphic design definitely during, like, the last hurrah of digital appreciation before AI officially took over. And again, I do genuinely appreciate the opportunity and the ability to I appreciate my ability to be able to, you know, actually do my own stuff, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I would be very curious actually to find out what my old college is up to now that AI has kind of like become a big thing. Like, I'm very curious to find out like what they're trying to teach, you know. I'm very curious like what they're gonna try to teach with AI being so at the forefront of the industry, you know. At least the brain rot is dwindling. I don't think so, Bacon. Brain rot will forever exist as long as thumb-sucking children have access to YouTube. So, yeah, you can't get away from it that easily. Not get away from it that easily. Because he has his crush in school and she rejected him, and there was a party, but the Muffin Man kidnaps the girls and oofs them. That's pretty crazy right there. I do. But yeah, guys, for anyone who's here today in the stream, if you guys are a designer of any level or any style, you know, do everything you can to appreciate your craft. Do everything you can to appreciate what level of understanding that you have, because eventually, chat, things will change and things may get things will get weird for a while, and there's really not much you can do about it. You know, you can complain, you can moan about it as much as you need to do, but at the end of the day, man, like, there's legislation is going to eventually prevent your legislation is going to eventually change to where you as a designer or as a person are not going to be able to change it up anymore. I never thought I would see Mickey Mouse and Betty Bop go public. Oh, wait, did Betty Bop also go public? I know Mickey Mouse did. And I know Mickey Mouse did. Which to me is such a wild thing to think about. Like the Mickey Mouse copyright law going public. Like, people can now legally do whatever they want with Mickey Mouse and it's not character infringement. What a world we live in, man. What a world. Mickey's public domain? Yes. Yeah, the Walt Disney's copyright contract officially did end, I think, sometime in the middle of last year, and they did make Mickey Mouse public domain. Trick is that Mickey is still a logo for Disney. I mean, one of their logos, I guess, yeah, because I mean, I know Disney's official logo is that fancy man, like, cursive. Which, by the way, I never knew for the longest time, I never knew how Disney's, like, cursive logo, the way that Walt Disney did his D's always made me think it was a G. And I was like, why is it called Disney, but it's called Disney? That sounds horrible when I say it like that, actually. Disregard my statements. Disregard my statement, ladies and gentlemen. My God. Yeah, I feel like Disney has like such a weird system when it comes to like how they try to protect their copyrights, you know? Nope. Like, it's kind of a funky thing, if you know what I mean. All right, this one is just gonna be Block Island.
You know, the one thing I will say that I do like about doing these art streams though is like every so often, like once in a blue moon, we do get new people who are within the industry, and it is kind of nice being able to say, hey man, how do you like the current changes in the industry, or how do you like all this new stuff? Like it's nice being able to like stream this thing on YouTube and Twitch, and like every so often like meet a fellow person in the field. Because like my field's like one of those things like where like you don't really, there's not like a uniform, there's not a visual tell that someone is a graphic designer, besides like, oh hey, they wear glasses, they wear plaid, they have coffee in their hand, and they have a random satchel around their body. Like that to me is my uniform, minus the coffee, but like that's like my uniform when it comes to like graphic design. Plaid shirt, glasses, satchel, coffee in hand, or at least some combination of that variety. I don't know why I always think graphic designers are crazy. Been out of the biz for a while, more of an observer these days. Nice. Nothing wrong with that though. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so we finished up that situation right there. So now we're gonna do, chat, we're gonna go ahead and do a pre-print check to make sure what we just finished, what we just writ about is not looking horrible slash not misbegotten and wrong, because last thing I need, chat, is my things to be wrong and sad. So yeah. But yeah, chat, we'll probably make this item the last miniature piece of our projects today, and then we're gonna go ahead and rest our voices. And then don't forget, guys, tonight is going to be Dungeons and Dragons Day. We have plans on doing some D&D streams. We're gonna be doing just some dorky things with some good buddies of mine. So yeah. So as always, guys, if you guys did end up enjoying yourselves, don't forget to like, to comment, and to, of course, subscribe, as we'll be doing much more content as we have time and plans for today. But again, guys, I've been your host, NiccoSilverado. As always, though, adios, sayonara, and goodbye.